Well, I'm super excited. I just got my sweet potato slips in. These are a Beauregard sweet potato. They grow really well down here in zone 8B. And I'm going to go ahead and plant these guys. And I just kind of want to walk you through on exactly how I'm getting my sweet potatoes planted to hopefully have a pretty good harvest in about 4 months. So these guys came in about 36 hours ago, and they were delivered to me in the mail. Now they're going to come to you, if you're ordering sweet potato slips, they're going to come to you as live plants. They're going to have a little bit of a paper towel wrapped around them, then a little bit of a cellophane. It's going to be covered with a rubber band. As soon as you get these guys, take them straight out of the box that you've got them in, take some unchlorinated water, which is what this is right here, and then just set them right into that glass if you can't get them into the ground immediately as soon as you get them. So that's what I did last night. Now these guys, they look a little sickly, but that's kind of typical. All you're going to see is just this right here. This is a slip, is just kind of a stem with a little bit of the roots just getting started. So we're going to take these guys and let's go ahead and get them into the ground. Now the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have a very, very well draining porous soil. Now I have my own soil composition. I did a video on that, on the kind of soil that I use for my raised garden beds that you can see at the end of this video if you want to watch it. Now these boxes are a little bit unique, and you're going to see how I've designed them just for my sweet potatoes and how they're actually even going to be able to transition over to some of my winter crops and my early spring crops just because of the design. What I did was use my soil mixture. Now once you get the mixture into the ground before you plant your sweet potato slips, what you want to do is soak the soil thoroughly. Now the way that I do it is I'm going to absolutely just drench and saturate the soil. And once I get it saturated for the first time, what I do is I use this product, and it's called AgroThrive. If you guys haven't seen my video on AgroThrive, I absolutely love this stuff. I won't use anything else in my garden other than AgroThrive. It's a pre-digested organic fertilizer. Can go immediately available to the plants. You don't have to guess on when the plants are going to be getting their nutrients. They're going to be able to get it right away. And it also adds additional microbes for any type of nutrients that may be in the soil. Those microbes will help start breaking it down. So it creates a really, really rich soil. Once I have it thoroughly saturated, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use just a little bit more. I'm going to put my AgroThrive in just so that it can go in and soak in about 2 or 3 inches, just like that right there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I get it down deep, because these slips are going to go in relatively deep into my tower. And then I'm just going to go ahead and give it another soak. Let it get it all soaked in there, and it's going to go down about 6 inches or so. And just let it go. Give me just a minute and I'll get right back to you. Okay, now that my soil's completely saturated, I'm ready to put my slips in. So let's go ahead and take a look at how I'm going to do that. Now to set these guys is a pretty simple process. What I do is I use one of these things, this dibber, or do you call it a dauber? I don't know which one you guys use. Go ahead and leave in the comment section below if you have a particular name for these guys. But what I want to do is I want to take and plant this particular slip up until about the point where it starts to split and it starts to have extra leaves. That's how deep I'm going to plant this thing. Now I can take my dauber, my dibber, and I'm going to kind of figure out exactly where it hits on that point. And then I'm just going to take and I'm going to push all the way down until I know I've got it deep enough, all the way in there. And then pull it back out, and I'm just going to set him straight inside. Just kind of push him in there. I can just feed him straight into the ground here, into the soil. That looks good. Right to the point where the leaves start. Now, you want to plant these guys about 12 inches apart. Now in this box right here, this is a 24-inch box. So I'm going to try to put 4 plants in here. I think it might be overcrowded, but we're going to give it our best shot, see what we're going to do. So again, I'm just going to take it about 12 inches apart, and I'm just going to push it right down. There we go, all the way down to the end. I'm going to take this guy here. He looks pretty healthy, pretty strong. And I'm going to take it all the way up to where the leaves are. Give it a good stop. Drop him right in the hole. And then we'll just kind of loosen this, push the soil down in a little bit. There we go. If you don't have one of these, I'll go ahead and give you the link and where I got this from Amazon. It actually comes in pretty handy, especially when you're planting slips for potatoes or sweet potatoes. There we go. And I'm just going to grab 2 more. Now I ordered 12. They actually sent me about 16. If I didn't mention before, I got them from Haas Tools. They're actually a really good company. They're in southern Georgia, American company. Greg and Mama Haas are pretty nice people, and they have a really good quality product. So let's drop this other guy in, and we're just going to kind of loosen the soil around him, kind of shake it in there, and then there. Now we're done. So this box looks like it's pretty done. Now what I am going to do, since this is like the smoking heat out here, we're already at 97 degrees and the sun is just scorching. They say you can plant them just as it is and just let the sun bake these guys, but they're brand new. They're very young, tender plants. So what I want to do is give them just a little bit of cover. Now here's the reason why I took this box, and it's just like I said, a 24 by 24 box. I did take some 2x4s and I brought them up 4 feet and put a little bit of top onto it. Now the reason why I did that was for this reason right here. Since it is smoking hot summer, I can now take this 40% shade cloth and I'll be able to take this and put it, let's see which one. I'll be able to take this and just put it right over the top. And then I'm just going to take a staple gun. I'm not going to really worry that much on how long it stays in, because it should only be in for, about another maybe 2 weeks before they get established. And then once that happens, I'll go ahead and pull this off and let them start getting some really good direct summer sun. And that's what they like growing in. And then there we go. And we'll just tap some down here on the sides. So now I have a little bit of a shade. And the way these guys, the way the sun's setting right now, they're going to be shaded at about 11 o'clock, 10:30 to 11 o'clock. And then right now it's about 3:30 or 4. We're starting to get some of that nice afternoon sun. So now we have, our guys are all set and ready to go. It only took just a few minutes. Now the way I'm going to care for these guys, especially in the early phases, they've already been saturated in water once. Now I'm going to give them about 3 days. I'm going to come back and I'll saturate it again. 3 more days, or about 4 days. That's going to give me a whole week. I'll come in with a little more of my AgriThrive in a diluted solution. That's going to be 1 ounce for every gallon of water instead of the regular strength, which is 2 ounces per gallon of water. I'll give them some of that. I'll let it soak in. I'll deep soak them one more time. Then the following week, that's 2 weeks in, then I'm going to start treating them for pest. I'm going to do my maintenance treatment, which is going to be treat them 1 week with neem, 1 week with BT. Once they get about 4 or 5 adult leaves on them, then I'm going to start using the copper fungicide. Out here, it is humid and it's hot, and powdery mildew absolutely loves this type of weather. So 2 weeks into it, 3 weeks into it, I'll start treating them with copper fungicide also, and I'll maintain that. Then once they're about a month old or a month and a half old or so, somewhere in there, then I'm going to go to my full strength AgriThrive and I'll feed them every week. Now, about 2 weeks, 10 days prior to the harvest, which should be sometime 4 months from now, sometime in maybe September, I'm going to stop any type of fertilization, stop any type of watering. I'm going to let them start curing and hardening up, and then we'll pull them. One thing I forgot to tell you, the reason why I built these towers just like this, not only because of the shade protection on the top, but the bottom of these are actually open. So all I have to do is take this and I can tilt it back, and then all of the soil just drops right out when it's time to harvest. And my kids just love it. We just did it with our red potatoes. To them, it was like an Easter egg hunt in a whole bunch of dirt. They absolutely loved it. Now all you have to do is just wait for them to come in about 4 months. Well, I'm Greg from Bell's Backyard. I hope you got some benefit out of this video. If you did, hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Until then, I hope to see you in the backyard soon.